chance. He is way too high a level. We gotta wait till our other two members log in.
Screw that, man. I'm gonna save that princess.
No, dude, wait! Your gear and your weapons are no match for him. You don't stand a chance. Fuck! You know what? Why do I even bother? Fuck this, I quit.
Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review in a short time. This time I'm reviewing the just released Monster Hunter World. It was developed and published by Capcom and was released on January 26th of 2018 on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and it will receive a PC release much later on. I think it's going to be like September, and the reason why they're doing that is they want to make sure that this port is going to be a good quality one and not a half-ass one, because after all, even though that sucks, y'all will have to wait that long for the PC version, and it makes it to where it's going to be a much better version, because after all, you don't want to have happen like what happened with the Arkham Knight all over again. Now, this is the 6th title in the action role-playing franchise of Monster Hunter, and it is an open-world game that is played in a third-person perspective, where you play as a hunter who hunts down and captures or kills giant beasts, and your stats seem to be based off the different weapons and armor that you have equipped at the time that you can upgrade, which leads to different combat moves and abilities, and depending how you match up your gear can lead to detrimental or beneficial combat moves. You get basic gear from purchasing, but the cool and the best stuff you get is from building it yourself with the loot recovered from the trapped or slayed monsters. Now, completing quests or just finding in the open world is how you do it. Now, if you're always looking for better gear, you're always wanting to get better stuff, because the higher the better the gear, you can go out and fight stronger monsters. Now, the game has 14 different weapon types, and one weapon is that you get rather early on is called the grapple hook, and you can use it for some really neat things, including traveling throughout the area, interacting with the environment, and also helping you fight monsters in battle. Now, some gear allows you to remain hidden in the bushes and tall grass, while others actually will also provoke the enemies. They're used to help set up sneak attacks or lead monsters into traps. They're basically like ghillie suits and stuff like that. And to help with tracking down the monsters, you get scout flies. They help you find tracks, and they basically are the easy way of making it more easier for people to track the monsters in this iteration of the game. It's just some glow lights that'll just pretty much lead you to tracks, crap on the ground, and they also help you find resources that you can collect throughout the game. Now, the game world is set up in numbered sections, but so far, other than going into the main hub, there is no loading between the zones. Now, because of this, the original game had it to where it would load and the monsters wouldn't follow you into a new section, so you could heal by drinking a health drink. Well, since there's no load times and the monsters can't follow you, now you can actually heal with a drinkable item without standing still. You walk rather slow, but you can move and drink the heal at the same time, which is kind of cool. It has a full weather day and night cycle that also affects the monsters' behaviors. So some monsters will actually behave much different at certain times of the day and during what kind of weather patterns you have, which is pretty cool. And there are several safe camps that you can fast travel to when not in combat to change gear or restock on items. Now, the only thing is in order to go and upgrade and build the stuff, you will have to go back to the main area. But other than that, that's really not that big of a deal. Now, you can change your class while out in the field, and the main base that you go to at the very start of the game is called Asteria, and that is where you go to craft, buy, sell your gear, and get your main quests. There'll also be quests that'll open up while you're out in the main game world, but some of the big ones will happen when you go back to the main base. Now, the other thing that is really cool is when you first start out the game, before it allows you to actually go and team up with 3 other players, you can't play this full game in single player. It's meant to be played in groups of 4. It's a lot easier with some buddies and a lot funner as well. But at the beginning of the game, once you create your own customizable character with a fairly decent amount of options, it's not really a massive earth-shattering amount of options, but it does make it where you can custom create a rather unique looking character. Then you get your little buddy known as a Palico. Basically, it is a little guy that helps you, assist you in combat, and you get to customize them too. And of course, as you see, the Palico is a pet kitty cat.
That's how cute they are. They needed 2 names. Kitty wasn't cute enough. Kitty cat. Isn't he cute? The kitty cat. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Let's drown him.
And it'll help you find items throughout your adventure, and also help you overall with some dialogue. I mean, it's like text-based dialogue other than cat meowing sound effects, but it'll help you in the field by fighting the enemies and collecting items along the way. Now, to assist you in combat, the game does feature a 4-player drop in and out co-op motion, which is done by firing a flare for help or joining up with a group. You can join basically the game's guilds, which is up to 50-player squads that allow you to chat with the other members, set up battle plans, go out on battles to kill monsters together, and like I said, pretty impressive actually the way it's set up. And the game's story mode will take you roughly about 40 to 50 hours to beat. It will also come with post-release free DLC, along with also paid DLC along the way. But the number one thing with this game, hands down, that I found impressive is there's absolutely no microtransactions. And even if you beat all the main story mode stuff, there's still loads to do even after the main story is finished. Now, there are a couple little nitpicky problems I've had with this game. So far, I can't figure out how to change any sort of the control scheme. It seems to be set a certain way, and I don't really like the way the control scheme is set up, especially how you attack. I've had a couple issues which I got over pretty easily after I played the game a little bit, in terms of how you select your inventory management and do stuff like that. Nothing that it's not really a major learning curve or nothing. You'll figure out rather easy. It's implemented in a way that would have been a lot nicer if you could customize it. Now, the other thing is, like, this is a nitpick thing, but the lip syncing is terrible. I don't know if they lip synced it for Japanese, but the lip syncing, it does not match up with what they say in English, and I find that to be really annoying, but nothing that's game breaking at all. Now, one good feature with this that I absolutely love is it has multiple things you can do with the PlayStation 4 in terms of its pro support options. It allows everything from a higher frame rate, better graphics, better draw-in, and higher frames per second. All in all, this is a good way of how to use the PlayStation 4 Pro's abilities of upscaling the game in terms of just making it overall better. Hands down, this is actually a really damn good game. If you didn't like the previous Monster Hunters for whatever reason, due to the way they were designed or whatnot, this game, they seem to have actually had a lot of quality of life fixes with this game, to where hands down it is a massively enjoyable experience. Yes, it is a good challenge. Yes, it does have some grinding aspects to it, and you definitely have to pay attention when you're upgrading your character in terms of what gear you're selecting. But hands down, the pros way outweigh the cons, and in the end, this is one hell of a great addition to the franchise. I'm glad they came out with it, and maybe it just took the power of the Xbox One and the PS4 in order order to make this game what it is, but hands down, this game is fun as hell, and I highly recommend it, especially if you like going into co-op, drop-in, drop-out co-op style games, hack and slasher type games. This will really scratch that itch, especially with the fact you can't go wrong when you run around and killing giant-ass monsters. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to say thank you for everyone who subscribes to my channel. I want to say thank you for everyone who watches this video. Please leave some sort of comments below if you actually liked my review, if you like this game or not, and if you do have the PS4, hit me up. My name is SpongeDog2 in the game. Send me a message or something. Maybe we can link up in the game and go around and kill some monsters together. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.